So much. We're not going to have our inspiration by Mr. Justin T. Brick from Trade, sorry.
All right, I'm apparently these for Adamsville Primary Elementary. How y'all doing tonight? Anybody else sleeping like I am? All right, so if I take a nod, y'all know what it is. All right, I want to speak on tonight, choices and chance. Who to blame and who to credit for our successes and our failures? What is the face of fate? Is it friendly or is it cruel? That there are obstacles, limits, barriers for each of us along the way is undeniable. They take many forms. Too many resources can as easily short-circuit growth as can too little. But destiny is determined by the choices, by what we make of our circumstances. There are parts of our lives that clearly escape any personal control, to whom we are born to name but one. But there are balanced more than equally by choices of free will. We choose to work. We choose to acquire both the good and the bad. We take these choices and analyze the results in hope that the knowledge gained will result in better choices the next time around. This is how we learn to master chance. Our minds become prepared by choosing and embracing new paths. And if wrong, there's another fork up, a little around the curve, and about out of sight, making it impossible to predict or to plan. Make your choices, live with them, and learn from them. Thank you.
So I'm now going to bring up our 2013-14 objectives for SNAPPS. Those of you who have been in meetings before know that local school councils and PTA are very, very important to the success of our schools. It's been proven throughout the nation. Here in the land of the schools that have functioning local school councils and PTAs are schools that are succeeding and excelling. So as you see on the board there, our three missions for this year are to increase the participation of parents and community engagement in our cluster schools. We also want to foster the vertical alignment of our PTA and local school councils in our cluster schools. We know that there's some issues that are happening even today that some people are here for. And local school councils are those places where the policies and your concerns are heard on the local level at the school site. You have the ability as a local school council to write to the board and talk about what your concerns are. So I just want to always lift up local school councils as that vehicle, that instrument that we all, in all of our clusters, need to really strengthen, join, and be a part of, so that we can really strengthen our schools and support our principals, because they need our support on that level. And we also want to monitor and evaluate academic achievement, the discipline data, and other positive effects on our schools. Dr. Middleton, who I'll bring up in a moment, we have the meeting, he's the West Region Director for 3 of our 4 cluster schools. Douglas is in the North Region. But Dr. Middleton and I have talked about bringing up discipline this year on a monthly basis and meeting on that. And we're asking local council chairs and vice chairs to come to those meetings so we can talk about the discipline situation we have in our schools, as well as the school climate. We believe that discipline is a direct reflection of the climate in the school. So if we have proper climate, the discipline goes down, and we have to kind of learn to do all a little bit more for our schools. So those are our 3 priorities this year. I'm not going to ask Dr. Middleton and Kyle, will you please give Dr. Middleton the mic and he's going to speak from the stand right there. And he's going to introduce his team, and he's going to talk about all the great things, and his team will talk about all the great things that are happening in the West Region. Dr. Middleton, I think it's on.
Thank you. Well, good evening. I am Greg Middleton, the ED for the West Region. So I represent Thorough, Mays, and the Washington cluster. As a part of SNAPPS, we also have the Douglas cluster. I want to say good evening to our board members. We're glad to have you all tonight. And we are excited about the great bunch of folks we have here with us. We have our principals from the West Region. I'm going to have them to stand and introduce themselves. We always take opportunity to share anything that might be coming up at our schools, so they'll share that, and they'll share with you who they brought with them if they had an opportunity to bring someone with them. We'll start with Mr. Andrews, and he'll pass the mic around.
Good evening. On behalf of the students and faculty and staff of the best kept secret in Southwest Atlanta, I am the interim principal at STEMS at DM Thero. With me, I brought my boss, my 5-year-old from Beecher Hills Elementary. She reports to Dr. Middleton as well, but also my assistant principal, Dr. Rodney Ray, is in attendance as well.
Good afternoon, good evening actually. I bring you greetings on behalf of the fine students and staff at Booker T. Washington High School. My name is Charcia Nichols, principal of Washington Banking, Finance, and Investment.
Good evening, my name is Damon Arnold. I'm the assistant principal at Bethune Elementary School. On behalf of Ms. Jamie Petway, we just want to give you greetings.
Good evening, I am Thea Crosby, the assistant principal at Beecher Hills Elementary School, and I'll share with something. We were recently awarded a $25,000 grant from Google to implement robotics at our school, and we are currently reaching 120 students in K-5, servicing through the use of that grant with Google and Lego.
Everyone, my name is Renetta Carter Spencer. I'm the assistant principal at LP Miles Intermediate School. And here with us this afternoon, I have my parent liaison, Danielle Barrow Hudson. I just want to take greetings from LP Miles.
Good evening. My name is Andrea Zienge, and I bring you greetings from Kennedy Middle School. I have with me tonight my assistant principal, Millicent McCaskill.
Good evening. My name is Federico Rowe, and I'm currently the principal of Continental Colony Elementary School. With me this evening, with me this evening, I have my parent liaison and some of my parents. The one exciting thing about Continental is that we're always aiming to rethink the possible.
Good evening. I'm Melissa High, the current principal of Dearwood Academy. I have with me my parent liaison, Michelle Irish, and you please come by and join us at any time, because this is the time at Dearwood Academy where we are training tomorrow's leaders today. And I would also like to thank Mr. Superville, my parent. Could you please stand? I don't know if you guys are aware, but Dearwood was, we had to sleep overnight about a month ago. This parent cooked the best soup ever and brought it over. With peanut butter jelly sandwiches and some hot dogs, and thank you so much. And any other parent, I do have another second grade parent. How are you? Thank you for coming.
Sorry to follow that one. Hello, my name is Tony Stills. I'm the principal of Cape Forest Elementary. I have with me tonight my parent liaison, Nelson Ellis. I want to thank you and thank the parents from Cape Forest who showed up as well. Thank you.
Good evening, I bring greetings from Ralph J. Bunch Middle School. I'm Mario Watkins, the principal. I have several of my parents present and my counselor, Ms. Vanetta Berger. One note of good news, we received a $10,000 matching funds grant to implement technology within our school, and also in the process of receiving a $30 million renovation at our previous site and a temporary site this year for archers. So hopefully we'll be going back in January of 2015 to our brand new building.
Greetings, my name is Nelson Render, assistant principal at Brown Middle School, and I bring you greetings from our principal, Ms. Tiana Cruz. I have with us a couple of our parents and also our parent liaison, Ms. Hardy. One exciting thing we have on at Brown Middle School, we have the CARES program. The CARES program is sponsored by Susan Taylor, former editor of Essence magazine, and it focuses on students and getting them the working on the STEMS program. So it's a very good program for our 6th grade students, and it's a pilot program that's serving right now, and it's very successful so far.
Good evening, my name is Sylvia Hall. I am the principal of Cascade Elementary.
and I bring you greetings from all the terrific Tigers at Cascade. We are excited. We are on the move this year, and we had a readathon last semester. We had lots of stakeholders and community members come in and read to our children, and we're excited that this Friday we will have our second readathon, and we are competing with other schools across the nation to read the most from coast to coast. We welcome you board members and any other parents to come by and visit our school at any time.
Good evening, I'm Assistant Board and Principal of Adamsville Primary School, and we are the Mighty Warriors. And thank you. I'm here with our parent liaison who speaks so eloquently, Mr. Justin Trewick. We also have our Storybook Character Reading Day, and we are currently planning for our Women Alive and Men Alive empowerment workshops, and we're looking for our families to come out and join us for those exciting opportunities.
Good evening, I am Kelvin Griffin, principal of the illustrious Jean Childs Young Middle School, where every child will receive a world-class education every day in every classroom. Today I have with me this evening Ms. Latonya Buford, my parent liaison. I also see one of my teachers, Ms. Tirsa McClarty, over there. I see my cafeteria technician, Cassandra, over there. We'll go ahead and wave your hand. And I have a host of parents. I see Ms. Dobbs, and I also see Ms. Price. So I may miss a few parents, but thank you for coming.
Good evening. My name is Tony Pickett, principal of E.L. Connolly Elementary, and we bring greetings from the Mighty Tigers at Connolly. With us this evening, we have several parents in the audience, and we'd like to thank you for this opportunity.
Good evening, my name is Margaret Woolfolk, and I'm the principal of Agnes Jones Elementary. I have with me my assistant principal, Melanie Johnston, and my reading coach, Darlene Matson. And we would like to invite you out to our Math Mardi Gras night, to our STEM night, and to our rescheduled heart-to-heart chat with the principal.
Good evening, my name is Cheryl Twyman, and currently I am the interim principal at Pickett Elementary. Some of you may recognize my face from West Elementary. Currently, Pickett, we're working on STEM certification very diligently, and I see Ms. Whitehurst, our second grade teacher, and Ms. Arnold, there she is, PTA board member, she's a parent, and I am also a proud graduate of the best Mays High School.
Did I miss anyone? Here we go, Ms. Jack.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, my name is Diamond Jack. I bring you greetings from Venetian Hills Elementary School. I'm flanked by my parent liaison, my PTA president, and one of my very, very busy parents here in the school. And I would like to thank you and come on out and see us where STEM's education is going on. We have robotics we placed in the regional. We also have coding, which our 5th grade students are involved in, and we use iPads every day.
Good evening. My name is Dr. Susan McClendon, and I'm a principal at Carter G. Woodson Elementary in North Region, but my son's attended Mays High School, so I'm to lend support. Thank you for that.
I think we have one more.
Thank you. You saved the best for last. Good evening. I'm Everett Barksdale. I'm assistant principal at Coretta Scott King Young Women's Leadership Academy, and I'm bringing greetings from our principal, Dr. Leon Simon. And we are, our Lady Eagles, for the first time ever, are the middle school champions in basketball.
Thank you. I think that wraps it up. Just want to say how excited we are about all the great happenings that are occurring in the West region and the SNAPPS region, including Douglas, the Douglas cluster. They're doing a great job. We appreciate the work you're doing. And parents, you heard about all those exciting things that are happening in school. We want to partner with you, so we encourage you to get with your child's principal to make sure we continue to grow those programs that we shared tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Milton. And I want to thank all you parents, all the principals, everyone who spoke tonight. As you see, tonight was supposed to be a meet and greet. The whole thing with this is to meet somebody new, meet someone new, and understand who is part of the leadership that actually steering and driving our children's success. So once again, will you please give everybody a round of applause for being here tonight? Now, we have one person that we didn't speak yet, and this is Mrs. Holland, and she is the director of the Parents Department Academic Center, and she's located in the bottom of Kennedy Middle School. Miss Emily, will you raise your hand for us, please? March the 6th is a spring open house. We've got summer camps coming up. It's very important to get your children a program this summer. We don't want them at home with you, I'm sure, and you want them learning and growing. So please come out on March the 6th, all day, 9 to 3. At Kennedy and Patrick, and you can hear more about the different program provided there, and opportunities for your children to have an activity this summer. Thank you, Ms. Holland. So now, we're here today because we have the board members. We've got 6 of our illustrious board leaders here. We want to thank them all. As I said, this is our meet and greet, and I don't know if everyone has met anyone in the room, but we want to give you a chance to hear from them, hear what committees that they serve on, and maybe one priority or one thing that they're focused on as a committee member of that committee that they're going to do to help bring APS to the top of the nation. So I'm going to start off with our board chairman, Mr. Courtney.
Thanks so much, David and Sean and all the good folks at SNAPPS for putting this together. Thank all of you for coming out this evening. Definitely all of the staff. Can all of the non-APS staff, give all of these staff members a round of applause? Every chance I get, I really want to thank you all for your service to our children. My name is Courtney English, and I do have the pleasure of serving both you as well as these good folks as the chair of the Atlanta Public Schools Board of Education. I must admit that I'm a little uneasy. I always get uneasy when I come inside of Mays High School because I'm, in fact, a proud graduate of one and only Douglas High School. Right. Thanks. And you know what makes that sense? That's a deacon at my church. But, in spite of that, it is always good to be amongst the APS family. I look out into this audience, I see folks like Dr. McClendon, who taught me 6th grade science. I look at folks like Mr. Coleman, whose son I went to school with and graduated from Douglas. I look at Diamond Jack, Miss Diamond Jack, who was an instructional coach when I taught at Best Academy. And I look over at my good friend from Young Middle School. You got us this time. Yeah, we played in the middle school championship. I still coach at this, so I got a little stuff in my trunk about that. But no, guys, I'm the chair of the board. I'm going to be quiet and let these folks, the chairs of our various committees, talk. I can tell you, though, that job number 1 for us is really going to be hiring a world-class superintendent. I can tell you that the folks we have in this school are absolutely phenomenal people. They know what the inside of our classrooms look like. They know what it's like to pretty much serve at various levels throughout the district. Many of them are parents. They come from all walks and shades of life. They are truly, truly remarkable people. And I think any of the folks that we currently have in our process, we would do well. Serving our district. One thing I will say about the process is that if I had to start, we had to start this process by asking ourselves, who would be beyond our reach? Who are the folks that we couldn't possibly get? For whatever reason, they're all doing really, really phenomenal work. Well, those are the folks on the list. Those are the folks on the list. Can everybody hear me? Yeah. I'm good. So those are the kinds of folks that we have on our list in our current superintendent search. They are really, really remarkable people. And so we're we're looking forward to bringing that process to a close relatively soon. And you should hear an announcement from us in April. Next to that, you know, one of the biggest things that is really, really important to me, and I know my colleagues share this sentiment, is equity. What is equity? Equity is essentially that we are in a position to meet the needs of our students. You know, right now, folks talk about the tale of two cities, or the tale of two school districts, right? There's some folks on the north side who get certain resources, and there's some folks on the south side who might not have access to the resources. So one of the things that I am personally, that's personally important to me, as well as my colleagues, is that we are going to attack that issue head on. We're going to eliminate the tale of two cities to make sure that all of our kids, in this city, no matter what neighborhood you grew up in, no matter whether you're white, black, green, or otherwise, you are going to have you're going to be able to access a world-class education. An education that not only prepares you to reach your dreams, but in fact dares you to go far beyond it. And that's the education I got as a student at APS. So we're going to give that same education to all of our kids. So that's one priority for me. I want to follow instructions, and I'll let these good folks talk about the committee work and everything else. Thank you guys. Good to see everybody.
Good evening. My name is Matt Westmoreland, and I'm the District 3 representative on the Atlanta Board of Education. Like Courtney, I'm a proud graduate of Atlanta Public Schools, and like Courtney, I had the opportunity to teach in Atlanta Public Schools. Spent the last 3.5 years as a history teacher at Carver Early College High School in Southeast Atlanta. I had the opportunity this year to serve as chair of the Budget Commission. I want to talk to you a little bit about that this evening. When Courtney made the different committee appointments at our February meeting, he tasked the Budget Commission specifically with doing 3 things. One is coming back with a budget with no furlough days for employees. Good. The second was coming back with a budget that included a significant pay increase for employees who have not. The third was coming back with a budget by our April 14th meeting. That's a month earlier than normal and 2 months earlier than last year. And the reason he did that is because we don't pass the budget until the last day of June. Your planning for the next school year has started way too late. And so we are on track to pass the budget on April 14th that will allow the administration downtown and, more importantly, the principals in this room and around the city to begin to plan for the 2014-15 school year much earlier than we've been able to do so in the past. And the last commitment that I know all of my colleagues share is that in the Budget Commission meeting we have tomorrow, and the next one on Thursday, and the one the following Tuesday, and the one the following Tuesday, is that we need to pass budgets that push money down to schools and down to kids much more so than we've done in the past. That is a commitment that the 4 of us who are former teachers on this board understand. It's a commitment that those on the board who are parents understand that that's where the money belongs. And every single one of us is committed to making that a reality, both in this budget and the budgets in the years to come. So thank you all for coming.
I don't have a deep masculine voice like my colleagues. My name is Ishay Collins. I am the District 6 school board member, former teacher at Atlanta Public Schools, taught 4th and 5th grade at A.B. Williams at Georgia State, now with my mentor, Dr. Clergy. Since before me, I had early education initiative there. I serve as chair of the policy committee. Policy committee is a very, extremely important committee. I am grateful to say the past board, there was 358 policies that were circulated through Atlanta Public Schools. Now, a lot of them overlapped in a lot of ways. And knowing policy, when you have policies that overlap, they cannot be as effective. And so they actually did a great job of condensing those policies to about 63 solid policies. And so as chair of the policy committee, we'll be reviewing those policies for complete effectiveness. And one of those, and 2 of our top priorities is the progressive discipline policy that we have in place for our children. I don't know if many of you guys know, Atlanta has been deemed as having one of the highest suspension rates in this region. And it may be
in the country. And so we need to really evaluate our discipline policy for our children and think about innovative and different ways and look at our support service, our student support services department and division to make sure that we are effectively implementing policies. We want to better our children and not punish our children. Our second is reviewing our family engagement policy and making sure that is actually inclusive of what actually the family engagement and our community members are speaking. What our community members are asking of us is completely different what's in the policy. So the first, I would really truly say this first year will be our goal is to review those policies for effectiveness and make sure that they actually benefit our children, our children, our administrators, our staff, and overall our complete district. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Leslie Grant. I'm the District 1 representative on the board. My high schools include part of Grady High School, Jackson High School, Carver, and a little bit of South Atlanta. I got a feeder school that goes in there. So it's a wide district. I love that because it makes me keep a citywide perspective on things, as we all should. So I have been selected as the chair of the Accountability Committee. Accountability Committee is in charge of setting and reviewing and holding our new superintendent to their performance standards. We all know that we got into a little bit of trouble when that didn't happen correctly a few years back. This is a very important a piece of what we all have to do, is that we have got to make sure that we are setting performance goals that reach every one of our children, and that we are holding our administration accountable to those goals, and that we're aligning our budget with those goals that we set out. There has been so much work that has been done in the past few years within APS to repair a lot of structural things, and it is good work. It doesn't show quite yet, I don't think, but like Courtney said, we have some, just quite frankly, some of the best people in the country interested in coming to work with us, and that's because this is a great system that's ready to take off. And once we get that person in, we've got to make sure that we are working very tight as a board with that superintendent and have a very good relationship, but that relationship is going to depend on how we're holding them accountable to the goals that they say they're going to do. Another committee I serve on is the Board Development Committee, and I think that's another important piece is that it kind of went away in the last term. And board development, making sure that we are operating as a group of 9 people to further one goal, which is achievement. Student achievement is very important. So we will be spending more time developing our skills as a working board so that we are doing a better job of working for all of you. So.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Stephen Lee, and I am the proud representative of District 5 for the Atlanta Board of Education. And I could not be more happy to say that I'm so excited to say that these schools that I represent are just doing phenomenal things. I'm very proud of the Coretta Scott King Middle School. Being the middle school world champion is an exceptional honor. I'll be coming over to the school in a couple of days to give them their accolades. Young Middle School, Mays High School. I don't want to start calling off all the schools, but I tell you, it's phenomenal. Dr. McClendon and those wonderful little kids that speak Spanish over there in Woodson, amazing. Let me just say that I'm happy to be here, and I've had the proud opportunity to visit all the schools that is in District 5, and I look forward to continuing providing any resources and support that I can. The liaisons and parent liaisons and all community liaisons, you guys are awesome. I serve on 4 committees. I've been talking all day, so forgive me. Accountability, audit, policy review, and as the legislative liaison. 2 of the most important ones that I think that is most important is the legislative liaison, which myself and Matt Westmoreland represents the Board of Education at the Capitol. So we're there at the Capitol and we're offering our input in these matters and in regards to education so that we have a voice at the table when they're attempting to pass these bills. And that's a very serious issue. And we need your help and we need your support in this matter when we call because, you know, it's a very serious thing going on down at the Capitol. Also, I serve on the audit board, the audit committee. And the audit committee is a very important committee because it keeps everything in line on the business side of things, so that we're not at a point of getting out of compliance. The audits, all the properties, all personnel records, all of those fall up under the audit committee. So we're happy to serve, and all of the people, APSY, we're here to serve all of us. But District 5 is our district, it's my district. So if there's anything we can do for any of you, please do not hesitate to call. Thanks.
Good evening. I'm Cynthia Briscoe Brown, and I am occupying seat 8 at large. And what that means is that I have the incredible privilege of representing every single person in the city of Atlanta. I cannot tell you how exciting this is for me, and I also want to give a shout out to the 8 greatest colleagues in the world who are my fellow board members. This is a fantastic group to work with. We have spent the last month or so getting to know one another, coming together, learning about each other's strengths, and really joining our hands and our minds and our hearts to work together for the benefit of every child in the city of Atlanta. And I've never been a part of a group that's so exciting to be with. I think my committees have been covered. I'm on the Superintendent Search Committee. I think Courtney did a very good job of addressing where we are on that. I'm also on the Policy Committee. But I want to talk just a minute about the opportunities that board members have to serve on boards and groups outside the school board committees. This is something that you may not be aware of. I know I wasn't aware of it until I was elected. We have permanent seats for Atlanta school board members on many of the most influential organizations in town. I personally am serving on the board of the Atlanta Educational Telecommunications Collaborative, which is a fancy word for the board that governs WPBA and WABE. As you probably know, the board holds the license for the television and radio station. WABE stands for Atlanta Board of Education, which a lot of people don't seem to know. Anyway, that gives us a chance, and me a chance, to get out into the community, to build bridges with that very important organization and look for opportunities to assist our kids both while they're in school and as they're planning for future careers. Right now we're talking about revamping the homework hotline, which many of you probably know about. And there's some really exciting things going on there. I am also the newest member of the Atlanta Beltline Board, and look forward to working with movers and shakers, leaders, community partners all across the city as we build the Beltline and we ensure that it lasts for generations to come for the benefit of not only our kids, but every single citizen of the city of Atlanta. I am proud and pleased to be here before you tonight. Looking forward to talking with you once we finish our introductions, and want you to know that I am always available to answer your questions. My email and phone number are on the sign-in sheet, so please give me a call or email me, and I'm always happy to help you any way I can.
Hello everyone, how y'all doing? My name is Jason Estevez, and I am your seat 9 at-large board member. Thank you so much for having me. I see some eyes starting to droop a little bit and close for prolonged periods of time. So I will keep my introduction very short. Courtney did an excellent job in rounding up the Superintendent Search Committee, which I am on. I am also on the Budget Committee, and I'm also on an important task force, the Pension Fund Task Force. I co-chair that, and we are trying to tackle the pension issue that has been lingering for close to a decade and has been taking money away from our kids. And this board is committed to solving that issue so that we can put more money back in the classroom instead of kicking the can down the road and taking money away from our kids. So that is a very important task force that I'm on, and we're going to have a solution by the summer or before the summer. And I'm also on the City of Atlanta Pension Review Board, which connects to the pension as well and reviews the pension. We have a monthly meeting that I'm on as well. So just wanted to say hello. I look forward to answering questions and talking to you. Thank you so much.
So as you can see here, we have a great group of leaders here. I'm really excited to work with everyone here. I know several of them personally. I've worked with them over the last 2 or 3 years. And I think we, with your help and with the students' help, can take APS to new levels, back to levels greater than we were back in the 80s, as some people in the 70s, folks like to say. Your 70s, right, man? Did you go to school in the 70s? Oh, I thought you all said. Okay, my fault, man. But I do want to say that we have somebody special in the room today, and I really want to thank you for coming out today. We have the president of the city council here, Mr. Caesar Mitchell. Mr. Mitchell, stand for us, please. Come out here and say something to us. I heard you have something that you wanted to, something you're working on with the board.
Oh, no, I'm just glad to be here. I'm going to take Jason's lead, eyes and juice, and I don't want to keep him giving you something.
I'll say something. It's just real quick. It's the council president being sad bodies. We are going to work with the city in a very, very different way. We're going to take a more comprehensive approach to education. Right? We have our kids from about, say 8 a.m. to 3 p.m., 4 p.m., depending on where they are in the city. The rest of the time, they're either at home or they're enthralled in the city of Atlanta. And so we want to make sure that from an economic development perspective, we want to make sure from an extended child care perspective with the Centers of Hope, we want to make sure that our neighborhoods are safe and our streets are clean. And that takes collaboration across Trinity Avenue. And so City Hall and APS are right across the street. So we're going to work together in a collaborative fashion, in an aggressive manner, to not just dramatically improve student achievement inside the schools, but we want to mitigate and ultimately eliminate a lot of the factors that hamper student achievement outside of the classroom. And so that's something that City Council
Thank you, Courtney. He has to run out for another meeting, so we want to appreciate everybody for that. We're now getting ready to turn over into our question and answering kind of session here. I want to preface this by saying that we are going around and we're passing out note cards for those who want to ask a question. If you have a question, Mr. Kyle Shaw has cards, and Ms. Shauna Hayes Barnes has them. They will read your question for you. They will condense your actual question in a way that hopefully can be answered by the board members in a very succinct manner. Now, once again, you have to remember that personnel issues cannot be addressed in public by board members. So if you don't hear your question asked or read, it's because we're not able to do that. We're not contacting anyone's voice, anyone's concerned or not, but we have to follow protocol. So that was the first thing. So, Shauna, you want to start with your list of questions?
Yes, but first I want to say that I have received numerous questions. I just want to preface this. I know we can't answer it, but I just want to let everybody know who's giving me, and I'm going to try to pose the questions in which the board members can answer. So we received numerous questions in regards to Dr. Smith and the future